Heading into obviously a big game this weekend and another compacted stretch of games coming up, what do you think you can learn from this last week heading into this?
First of all, good question, because I think there was a lot to learn in these past 3 games in the way we went about. I thought that we started with a difficult match against Vancouver, in which we thought that we did things really well, and 2 matches that were very different, DC and Kansas. Each one in different ways brought some different challenges, and we learned a lot from these 3 games. Now we're heading to play this match, which is against our rival, which I think it comes at a perfect time. It comes, I think, at a moment in which we need this game for us to play. So we're ready. We started. We had practice this morning. Of course, we had to manage, some of the air control situation. But we analyzed what happened this week. We learned from it, and now we're moving forward.
You made the decision to start maybe closer to your top lineup against DC and have at least some rotations against Kansas City with Chara on the bench, Blanco on the bench. Can you talk about the decision to approach the week like that, or as opposed to maybe resting some players midweek?
Yeah, no. We did something in LA when we had the midweek game against LAFC, and we rotated the players, and we did a very good job to make sure that we had everybody healthy and rotated things the right way, the way that we like to do. I think these 3 matches we tried something different because we wanted to understand where we can push, what we can get from players, and we learned a lot, as I said, in these 3 games, in the way we approach. Can we do things differently? Yes, we could have done things differently, but we needed to test some things. We needed to learn some things, and we did that. So that's why I said I take full responsibility, because I decided to do something that it gave me a lot of information to move forward stronger and to be more prepared to handle things in the future. And if I didn't do this, I felt that I wasn't going to see the things that I needed to understand out of this week.
And in terms of the attack, you're obviously coming off a game where you guys are shut out. And if you look back in the last few games, you scored, I think, 1 goal from the run and play since the Houston game, I believe. Is there some things you need to do this week heading to Seattle to maybe create more chances and get some goals for the run and play?
No, we need goals to win games, no? It's important. But I think the important thing is that we find goals in any possible way. I think these past 2 games, the team got to a point in which we were exhausted, and it became difficult. When you're tired, sometimes you don't have clarity, and it becomes more difficult to be able to be more clinical on the final end of things. I thought against DC we had many good opportunities. Against Kansas it was a different type of game. But that doesn't say that we have to be worried. I think that we have to work. We have to make sure that we continue to work on defense, the way we do all the time. Keep on working on the offensive areas. Try to generate more. And I believe in my players 100%. And I think that we're going to do well. We just have to focus, continue to work, and as I said, prepare for this game that comes at a perfect time for this week.
And just one more thing for me, but with Villafaña and Milano, they obviously went on the last road trip, but now that you guys are home, are they training with you? Could they be available on Sunday, and how are they looking? Okay,
so Milano first, he's getting there. He's doing the fitness in order to make sure that we prevent from him getting hurt. So we are monitoring him to take him to a place that we feel he's now ready to be able to perform. I don't think that will be this weekend, but he's getting closer and closer to be able to be part of the team, in sense of to have minutes or to be available for us to play. Villafaña is a different story. He's probably a few days more that he needs, and he's training with the team. He's doing everything, but there's something that he needs to now be able to do in order for us to make sure that he's ready to be able to play. So we're avoiding some things in contact in the next few days, but very shortly, I think in the next few games, we'll see him join the team right away to be able to play.
So is he kind of dealing with a little bit of an injury or coming off an injury there?
He's coming from something that physically he's fine. His fitness is perfect. We just don't want to jeopardize a little bit his shoulder, and we avoiding a little bit of contact until we feel that that he's ready for that, which is we're very close to it, and it's a matter of just days for us to get him to where we want.
And then I asked you about Milano last week in terms of what he brings to the team, but more specifically on Villafaña, when he's ready to go, what do you think he's going to bring to the left side for you guys?
I think he will bring competition. He'll bring experience. He's a different player than Sarek. He's a left foot, player playing on the left side. He's a player that can, go forward. He's also a player that knows how to balance defending and attacking. And it's a different option for us, and it's always good to have a different option on the team. So we're excited, we now, him being part of the team, that we're going to get something more in depth for us to be able to use.
With both of those guys being players who are returning to the Timbers, how does their experience with this, or their previous experience with this group, help you reintegrate them to the team?
Oh, it's great because they've been here before. They understand the locker room. They understand the league. They love this club, and they're very content to be back again, what they call the city they call home. So the integration, the adaptation is a lot easier because they've been here already. It's just about getting them fed to the point that we know that they can give everything that they can give, while also we're working with them to make sure that they adapt to some of the changes that we have made on the team.